is going on, All Terrain Nation? Whether it be two-wheel drive, this printing press we drive, whatever you drive, this is your All Terrain Nation. I'm your host, David Boyd, alongside my awesome co-host, Kelly Boyd, and alongside Miss Allie Dubois, whatever.
Whatever.
This is your Bronco Talk Live, presented by who, Kelly?
White Knuckle Off-Road.
That's right, and we have White Knuckle Off-Road products on our Bronco finally, and
we tested them last weekend.
We did, and had a lot of fun doing that.
We did.
So I say it every week. All White Knuckle wants you to do, just go to their website, check their stuff out, and whether you buy it or not, it doesn't matter. Just check their products out. So stressful Monday for us over here between trying to get videos out for you guys for the order bank stuff, trying to order something, trying to be on somebody else's show.
Wait, y'all ordered something?
Maybe.
That's yeah.
Oh, maybe we should break the news to you, Allie, that we've ordered something.
Oh, Lord.
We're cheating on Allie with another car salesperson.
Perfect.
Yeah, we did. We ordered a car. What was it, Kelly? What is one? You've told me about this car since forever, that you've always wanted one of these. So
Okay, so I've always wanted actually a red fastback Mustang. And mine has always been like a 65 though. Like mine has always been a 65, but that's like a lot of people's dream car is a 1965.
I was going to say that. Yeah.
Mustang. So it's it's a very common dream. So may or may not.
I think we have
sitting. Oh no. So yeah, we were sitting last night and Dave sent me a picture of the Dark Horse. And I loved the Dark Horse when we went to Chicago anyway. Like I was just like, it's beautiful. It's a dream car. And I happened to say, the Dark Horse. I said, Mustang, I want one. He said, well, message Allie. And I said, haha, that's funny. He's like, no, I'm serious. And I said, what? And then before we knew it, we were
messaging Allie.
And
I was very surprised. So I did not even know you guys were wanting to order one. So that was a fun surprise today.
Well, she didn't. So from Chicago Auto Show, there was a couple cars I sat in. One of them was the new Z. I was very interested in that. And guys, trust me, we were going to get into a lot of Bronco talk. But I purposely, I knew the channel, we needed to not pivot, but we needed to get a little bit of a car action going on the channel. And so I sat in the Z thinking that's probably going to be the car. And then we got into a GT convertible. And I really enjoyed sitting in that car. It was pretty easy to get in and out of. And so we decided to do that. And I'll be honest, I know some people are like, man, the channel must be doing really good. No, the channel is not doing that well. But I mean, the channel makes a few pennies now, and we're greatly appreciate all the support. Like Andrea there just supported us with $19.99. But what it is this car is a kind of a holdover till Ranger Raptor might get here. And it's a chance for us to do I don't think we'll get hurt on this car because it's so new.
You better knock on some wood, dude. We didn't think we were going to lose any on the body
does
either.
change all the time, so let's knock on wood.
No, but my thought process is if we had it for 6 months, I should be able to do all right in trading it towards a Ranger Raptor, or just selling it outright. But it was I feel like it's the last hurrah of the V8 for the Mustang. I really do. I think Ford's been pretty upfront about it, to going, hey, this is probably a lot of news coming out that, hey, this might be the last one. So I was like, why not do a little bit of time in one? Clearly we want to be first to certain cars, and this would be one of them. We'd like to be early on, the YouTube list. So we'll do that and have some fun, and then it'll move on to something else.
So it was a surprise to me. I guess it wasn't a surprise to him, but yes, it was a surprise to me.
Well, it was a surprise to our bank account. We'll say that.
Not yet.
I opened up the app today and it was like, Dave, you don't have enough to be talking Ford GTs, but I did it anyways. But anyway, so very excited about it. I know our buddy, I see Driven Wild Outdoors here. I know our buddy there. He's excited. Dwayne's a big Mustang guy, so I know it's an exciting day for him. But it's an exciting day for a lot of people who want Broncos, who might be, especially be late to the Bronco game. And we dropped a video this morning, kind of my thoughts on how to get early into, what you might have to settle for to get into a Bronco. And I've always told you guys, and I feel like I've been very honest about this. Don't settle, get the car you want. But unfortunately, I think Ford's at this point made it to where, they're limiting dealers. And a lot of people don't realize this. Dealers are only getting so many allocations for the rest of the year, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I'm talking hundreds. I'm talking, in some cases, I've had a dealership go, hey, we're getting 10 for 23.
So like, not only that, Ford has come out with this thing where if we ask for too many orders, it comes out of next year's allocation.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Not only this year. So that's also the other hard part of it too. So, I mean, they're watching dealers now. They're definitely seeing like what's going on. Not saying they can't earn more, because we can earn more throughout the year by sales, by hitting contests and things like that. But it's definitely different times.
Well, so how did your day go? I mean, obviously there's no secret. I didn't do any stories early on with some of this stuff, just out of respect to Allie, because Allie works for a Ford dealership. Allie has a lot of, she's in Michigan. And so there's certain things now that we don't want to push too hard on, because I don't want people thinking Allie gives us information, because you rarely give us anything. I have inside sources for this stuff, and it's not from Allie. So I'm always gentle about that now, because we love having you be a part of the show and wouldn't want to endanger that. So, but yeah, I waited till the last minute on this, because let some of these forums, like, we'll let the Bronco Nations and them, Jordan and those guys, have some of the piece of the pie there. But but he could change the tires on that one. But
oh my gosh,
I'm playing. I was told I'm drama, so I got to add to the drama.
Oh,
but
Lord.
no, but seriously, like, there's certain things you guys know early on. I broke a lot of Bronco news, and I still get some of that, but I have to diversify the channel a little bit too. So we're not just exclusively Bronco. But Allie, how was your day? Was it crazy? Was what's the word going on?
Long story short on the question.
Sorry.
How was Allie's day today?
So I had customers meet me before I was even at work today. We'll put it that way. And I mean, granted, 2 of them were Ford employees, and they were working a shift, and they're like, we got to get it in. I'm like, yeah, you do. So, I mean, they even know. They were like rushing today, but it was nonstop today. So.
Right. Well, was it everything you thought it was going to be, as far as like people calling, crazy information?
Yeah, it was definitely crazy, but people are like, I don't know how to word it without, like, people now understand what they can't
They're more
get.
prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they know that it's going to be a waiting game. So.
Well, hopefully not too long, because I know they really, that's part of why they've slowed everything down, is they want to get these things out in a timely manner.
Yeah, they definitely do. I think it is unfortunate that this is going to go a lot smoother than the launch did, I think. But unfortunately,
3 years later, you'd hope so.
I mean, Ford learned their lesson. It is what it is, and people who are late to the Mustang. Now we're talking about Mustangs. People who are late to the Bronco game, they could finally get a reservation in, because the amount of people that walk through the door, that come in and say like, hey, I want to test drive this. Hey, I want to do this. It's like, no, it's like, you can't. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So
Ragnar Khan says, I'm surprised the WBDO did not explode. It seemed really close at times.
Actually, Webdo was very cooperative today for the most part. I only had it shut down a couple of times. So
I know,
which
once
was ours,
right in the middle of ours.
Yeah, right in the middle of yours.
Hey, and you guys go over and subscribe to Ragnar Khan's. He's got a YouTube channel now, and he's got some good stuff up there. A couple videos, and it's pretty interesting.
So it was definitely fun.
Let's see. But we're going to get deep into this, and I forgot this last week.
Eric said it crashed 6 times on them today.
I had it crash 3. I mean, it was definitely slow. There were some times where like we have to like put your guys' name like on the order, and there were certain times like I text Josh and I was like, is this working for you? He's like, just restart it, walk away for 5 minutes and come back. That's what I did. And they said that it works. So
so before I get killed, I gotta do this. I keep forgetting
You're so
to
terrible about
close
like-
out poll. Well, it's an exciting day.
I know, but you're like so bad. Like you're like, Allie, hold on a minute. You're saying something. You're speaking.
No,
It's
she was
cool.
done,
Hold on
I
a second.
thought.
Like
I'm good.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
just we'd have to deal with. We had to have a whole conversation yesterday about his
It's not
on
spiked.
screen his on-screen etiquette. So we've had a conversation about it. Sounds like I need to coach him a little bit more. But
Yeah.
anyway.
Eh.
Andy Ackerman, thank you for the super chat. Used a thumbs.
Smash the like button.
Oh.
See,
Wow.
Allie didn't see it either.
No.
Allie didn't get it either. Michael Nice checking in tonight said new Bronco, Mustang, Ranger, Raptor. Someone is going to earn an IRS audit. I hope not. I got nothing to hide, but I really don't want to deal with an
Hey,
audit.
and technically the Ranger Raptor, there's no way to order anything about that right now. So I'm,
Yeah.
you know,
They don't
Mark
know.
King checking in tonight. Jeffrey Babb. Stephen P saying hey from Phoenix.
what's going on?
And yeah, Mark said the channel must be doing a lot better than Dave and Kelly let on. It's actually not, like Dave mentioned it earlier. It's not. It's actually we're still down this year compared to last year. It's just the Gladiator is going to go away and something needs to come in that spot, and that's kind of where we're sitting. Minall Productions 502 Bourbon Crew. Darren Dittmer says can't wait till Bronco Supercell.
Yeah, how many days? 3 weeks?
3 weeks.
Oh, so far
3
away.
weeks.
And I still don't have everything I need.
Yep.
Same. I don't want to talk
Yeah.
about it.
But we did get some hats in.
We did.
Well, I really want to upgrade my wheels.
Hey, Josh has. I'm
Josh
telling you,
has some Everglades that I think he's taking off. I don't know that he hasn't promised anybody.
and there's 35s on those things.
Yeah, so you need to check with Josh.
That means I also need to put a lift on it.
Well,
And I don't think. I think you'd be all right.
Michael Cooper checking in tonight. Chase Setter, Patrick Bakes says I'm a priority code 18. David Zarko saying hello from Maryland.
David just got his Bronco. He's very excited.
Marine Vet checking in from Northern Colorado. Jeff Dysert said, howdy y'all, Bronco Day is upon us. Black Diamond officially ordered.
Yay,
Nice.
congrats.
Joe checking in. Jessica Dunn. Let's see. Patrick Bakes says officially ordered a Wild Track today. Jonathan Falds, Timber 9 Life, ordered mine today. Jason K says, what is going on, Kelly, Allie, Dave, and the rest of ATN? Let's see. Steve P, Bronco Dude, Ryan Woolman, Patrick Bakes, seeing tons of orders submitted with all the constraints packages.
Hey, man, try because we've
That's
seen as
the-
soon as people
I
started
did
removing.
plenty today.
Well, there was people removing their constraints, and then people that weren't budging suddenly
still
got
getting their
build
dates.
orders. And
Yeah.
it's because people are removing some of that
Eric
stuff.
Jefferson in the house, Johnny's Car Care and Reviews, Valley Dude 5000. Ron Dale says sent here by Tim. Bud Guy 8829, Randy Hughes says wonderful evening all. Hopefully topless time in a couple of weeks. I hope you're talking about your Bronco. I mean, you're welcome.
Different
to,
show.
whatever,
That's a
you
different
know?
show.
Randy Hughes, Scott Dayton Hunn, John Miko says, I got my Badlands. Woohoo! Richard
Congrats.
Ortega says, hi, Dave and Kelly and Allie. Still waiting on my Black Diamond SAS to ship out. And Andrea, thank you for that super chat, sir. We appreciate it. Hello, all. How about that new Mustang? I know. We're a hot mess in this place. Driven Wild Outdoors saying, hey, tonight. Tax write-off says Scott. Laura says, congratulations on the Mustang, Kelly. So awesome. Are you going to let Dave drive it at all? So it's funny. We've joked about this. It's like, he said, can I have my Bronco back now? And I said, no, they're both mine now.
That sounds about right.
What's mine is hers, and what's hers is hers.
Exactly.
But what's funny is Kelly, Allie, whose name is it under?
Yes, the order is under Dave.
It doesn't really matter. The Mustang or the
Technically,
Bronco.
it's just for CLVP. So
Let's be honest. I still got to use your Bronco off rodeo, even though it was in your name. So let's be honest.
That's true. That's
Ooh,
true.
they need to have a Mustang like
They do.
track
They just had one in East Tennessee. RTR and them were there. Mustang. I forget what they called the Mustang.
No, but I'm saying like the Bronco off-rodeo.
Yeah.
Like they need to have track days like the Bronco off-rodeo.
Well, they do. Oh, that's a whole world you don't even know about, girl.
That Ford does?
No, that
That's
people
what I'm
that people do
saying.
in general.
No. He's not hearing me.
I know what you're saying.
They need to have a Bronco off-rodeo. Like they need to have a Mustang.
What Tim Esterthal with Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk hit me up and he goes, that's gonna be hard to get on the trails. I said, I can lift it. Don't worry.
We're not lifting it.
Oh, no.
In tonight, Nurse AJ, Ford guy video checking, or Ford video guy, excuse me. Greg Abar, Cigar Texan, Bob Masters, Valley Dude 5000 says, when is Mustang live? Mustang is actually live right now. So be sure to order if you are looking for one.
This is a good one. So Tim's like, Dave is getting his hard top. Just a Mustang.
That's a true story.
I did think about asking.
Not wrong.
I thought about it, but insurance would be super bad. Jason says, finally got to take our Bronco to Holly Oaks and get it off road yesterday. Spent $20 at the quarter car wash today.
Worth all those quarters, man.
Yep.
Were you at that event, Allie?
No, I was not.
They did a training day or something, right?
Yeah, I was doing demolition to my new house.
She's working on her house, man.
I am actually very close to Holly Oaks now, so I'll be able to go all the time.
Nice.
Darren Dittmer says, Dave, did you get rid of the Gladiator?
No, but if you want it, I could get rid of it.
Yeah. John Thumb checking in. Radical Rides. Brew John said, talking about the issues with the Webdo. Is that what you called it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Webdo.
And then Patrick Bake's checking in. I'm sure I missed someone, and if I do,
wait, that wasn't him checking in. He had a question.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
What's the question?
So a lot of this has come up again. It went away initially after the Bronco orders, the 21 people figured this out, but there's a new crop of people. Allie, priority codes. I've already seen people in my question in my video I dropped today. They're out asking about priority codes. As far as I know, there's only like a one is like a VIP, right?
Yeah, one is very rare that we like see those pop in. You can be a priority 2 through 10, right, and then 99.
But I see
Ford can go through and change that at any time. That's basically the dealer trying to push yours through and doing what we can. Like, I think my manager today put priority code 10 on everything.
Yeah, I think I saw in our paperwork it was a 10 or something like that. But I know our Bronco, we were an 18. Even when we changed the order, it was still an 18. I was told by a dealer, like some dealers use certain numbers for like the salespeople. So don't ever think that number. There's no rhyme to reason. So don't feel like, oh no, I'm an 18. What does that mean? I'm 18th in line. Doesn't mean anything. We were not by any means for our dealership a priority to them. Trust me. And we still got it pretty quick. Do you see that a lot? Do you get, because people are so with the internet now, Allie, people are all about the information of, like I did a video on breaking down the window sticker.
Yeah.
Lots of views on that.
It's one of those things that people they're just trying to tell you how to do your job in our point of view, when really there's so much that goes into this that they can't even start to comprehend, understand. Some dealers don't take advantage of it, and they don't touch them, and whatever gets pulled type of a thing. I mean, now more than ever, Ford is, you could always do an order. Ordering is nothing new for Ford. Like, we use certain numbers for stock ones. We use certain ones for like VIP people, like for us, because we have plenty of people who have been very loyal to our dealership that we will bend over backwards for you. And especially if you help us out and review and send us people, like, we're going to make sure we're going to make sure like you're definitely taken care of. And then we have the people who are like Joe Schmo that are trying to be flippers. It's one of those things, like, we're not going to rush to get your car.
Well, I can tell you, if my Mustang was flipped, it's going right back to you guys, because there's a truck.
I've already told my manager. He's like, okay, because they're trying to like figure out like what is a real order. We want to make sure like you're taking this. He's like, so he's not flipping this, right? I'm like, Not necessarily. I'm like, but if a Ranger Raptor shows up with his name on it, it's potentially coming back to us. He's like, it's him. I'm like, yes,
It's him.
So it's very
Oh,
funny.
it's that number one with Allie guy. Take a shot.
No, I didn't say it.
Oh wait, Dave didn't say it. My bad.
I'm saving that one.
Laura, I ordered a ton of 2.7s today.
You said you did. So
Yeah.
roughly how many orders did you personally take in today?
26.
Wow. And I mean, you're the Bronco specialist, but I'm assuming other salespeople had to fill out orders. And how many do you think? Because I know, and I'm not going to say it, I know kind of roughly how many you're allowed to get. I'm assuming you met that quota plus.
I know when I last checked, that was at like 5 o'clock. We were close to it. So there was like 2 sales guys who didn't do any Bronco orders.
What losers? Come on, man.
Seriously, Bronco or bust. But yeah, it's one of those things. Like, I had been prepping people for a very long time that they were opening up, probably a little bit longer than I should have, but that's why I had
Hey man, you want people to get their you love your Bronco. You want people to enjoy that. And that's part of us. That's part of us continuing to do the show is we love this silly thing. And I want
that's the thing. Like, I never thought I would like a car I didn't think I would like a car so much, period, let alone this entire new world that's opened up between like the people and just the community, the people I've got to meet like in aftermarket. Like, it's just opened whole new doors for me. And if I can like make one person happy and have just as much fun as I am, like my friend Krista and her husband ordered one. So I used to work with Krista and I just recently met her husband, but we both have huskies. So we worked at a dog daycare like forever ago. Mm-hmm. And like we've always kept in contact and stuff. Well, they ordered a Maverick and that came in actually the same day as my Bronco. So we both got to take delivery of our Bronco and Maverick in late 21. And her husband messages me, has been like, I'm trying to think about getting a Bronco because they have 2 Malamutes now. So not really going to fit in the Maverick too much longer with them still being puppies. But she even said, she's like, she loves all the stuff that I post. She's like, she likes the whole dog aspect of having the Bronco and just more room and stuff. And like, they are beyond pumped just from what I've posted. I'm like, nice. I can have one person have just as much fun as me. I'm good. That's it. That's all I care about.
I love when you see people in these comments that are, you know, Terrence out in California waited forever.
Hi, Nurse AJ.
But I love the fact that people are getting their vehicles now or just excited to order it because most, like you were saying earlier, you've always been able to order. It's just most people didn't because, well, for one, we're impatient.
Well,
if something close,
not only that, your salesperson doesn't want to wait either. So
yeah, because honestly, most of them may not be there in 2 weeks because there's a high turnover for salespeople. But no, you've always been able to order and people getting a chance to like the excitement of it, man. It's kind of Amazon-like because I know if there's something silly I've ordered, like parts for the Bronco, and I'm tracking it all day long going, why is it not at my doorstep yet? Why is it? It's kind of, that's part of the fun of this a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I ordered a cup from Target this weekend. I may have a Stanley Cup 40 ounce coming from Target this weekend.
Oh boy.
I just happened to get a notice. It was like, oh, it's in stock. And so I was like, oh, I'll order one. And it was like, we'll be there Saturday.
I had to settle for white, but I have one and I love it.
That's the white that I have. Or I have a white one coming in.
I settled. I just wanted one and there's nugget ice in it now and I'm just so happy.
Yeah, I had a choice between a lime green or the white and I was like, white'll go with everything. Yeah. It'll be just fine. That's why I chose that one. But I ordered it on Friday and it was like, it'll be here on Saturday. And I was like, well, that's cool. It didn't even leave the freaking store that it was shipping from until today. Oh, and I was like, oh,
nothing.
They meant the next one. The next week.
think, yeah, but they gave me a date, Allie. Like they gave me a date.
Come on, Amazon 2-day shipping.
It wasn't Amazon.
No, I'm saying, but Amazon will be like, oh, you can get that the next day, and you're like, cool, I'm gonna buy that now, and then it's like See you next Wednesday. And
days
you're like,
later.
"You mother
I
effers."
found the trick on that. You have to order from those that say shipped from Amazon. Because if you
Yeah.
don't buy from the shipped from Amazon, it's going to take 7 days.
There you go. And we have
And this has been Shipping Nation.
there's parts on our website. If you're interested in Bronco parts from Amazon, you can go there.
Valley Dude
See how it all comes back
5000.
around. Ragnarcon is asking, what color did we get? Rapid red, of course.
Rapid red, actually.
Obviously.
Really wasn't much of a
Mm-mm.
wasn't much of an option, really.
Yeah, we weren't really interested in the new color for this year for the GTs. I would have totally gone. He wasn't a huge fan of it, but I would have totally gone if we could have gotten the
dark horse
ember, whatever it is, the dark horse color. I would have totally gotten that in a heartbeat
The
if I
ember
could have.
blue.
It was a dark horse only
That's
color.
awful. That's just awful.
You hush your mouth, sir.
I didn't. That same kind of color was on the cream of the crop Nismo or the GTR, the Skyline GTR in 2002 that everybody freaks out on. That same kind of color. Ugh. And then Ford did a Cobra or something in that same color one time. It's awful.
Always going to be a hater.
Hey, people love it. They love it. I'm just, for me, it's awful.
I loved it. Laura says, did you have a lot wait for manual? Everyone was so sad that it seemed, because I did see that in a lot of
that was a
groups
bummer
today of saying, hey, I'm holding out for a manual. Like I'm holding out.
The manual, I'm really surprised at the manual crowd. They're all in. I think because they have so limited options of vehicles you can drive with a manual now, that they're just like, no, that's what I want. And me personally, I love a manual. I would have loved one in the Mustang, but for rock crawling and stuff we do, I want the easy button. I'll just put it auto and go.
So glad you finally got yours, Terrence. I know you've had it for about a month, but we're so glad you finally got it. I know it's been a nasty ride for you. Deal me in for a 2024 says, do we know if Granger ran a $2,000 off invoice for new orders today? Probably not.
Granger got in trouble with all the crap that they pulled, but
well, I was thinking about that today, and I mentioned them in my video today without mentioning them, and nothing against those guys. I've said it many times.
No.
They played the game that was available at the time, and then the game changed because they were playing that game they shouldn't have been.
But that's the thing, Ford caught them.
Yeah, but they had what 700-800 orders at one point. I mean, their phone has to be ringing off on days like this of going, hey guys, when am I going to get my Bronco? And what do they say, man?
Right.
Never.
I would love to know what their allocation was based off of and what they just got, because like they base it off of a year and like your past year sales. Like it's continuous. So it's like they're a smaller dealer, and I would love to know what that number was. Not to be too
I hate it for those guys. I know they were they were trying to make a little name for themselves, which I don't blame them. Being a small dealership.
Oh, absolutely. We would have taken that chance if we could have, but it's just like over promising and under delivering, honestly.
Well, it's one of those that, and we've talked about this, like I'm totally for the dreamer that's trying to figure out how to get in and be how the underdog comes in and wins everybody over. And I feel like that's exactly what they were trying to do, is they were trying to make a name for themselves and be like, we can do this. It's cool. And then the rules changed on them and it kind of screwed them. Yeah. And it's unfortunate. It sucks.
You know what else is unfortunate? We have 122 people in the room right now and only 54 likes. If you guys would smash that like button for me, I'd greatly appreciate that.
Patrick welcome in says, new to the Bronco ordering, what happens now?
You gray hair.
Do it.
You order and wait.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Just hang out with us. Talk about Bronco parts. Ask all the questions.
Do we know when they're going to start building? Is there anything official on it for the Mustangs or the Broncos?
Well, Broncos continually building.
Yeah, Broncos still going. They're going to start pulling orders now. Nice. So nothing on Mustang yet. I would assume soon. I mean, Flat Rock has the capacity, and they have the parts. They have everything. It's just how many orders went in today and what is going to happen from here.
Well, can you take us through that a little bit? I know you're not insider with Ford on this, but so they on days like this. So originally with Bronco, there was the big order day, January 20th. I'll never forget this day. And
I don't think anyone will forget this day now,
especially like in your shoes, I'm sure. But they flooded. There was such hype. I'm sure it's died down a little bit compared to what it was then. But there was all these dealers were getting just beat up with people wanting to order Broncos. So
Mhm.
it gives you, they say, a month of, okay, here's what we're probably expecting. We're going to forecast for the next couple months. Do you know when production roughly goes in for the next generation, the 7th generation, or for Mustang and Bronco? I know they're just building.
And I want to say it's like the middle of April, I would think. Maybe is Tim in here? He might know. He might get some of
He's
the
saying
emails
Mustang
that I
is
don't.
417 for dealer stocks. And then Eric said he's been told June to October is what they got told today for build dates.
June to October for Bronco, but for I thought Mustang. I think
Yeah,
middle of April for Mustang.
Tim Bartz said Mustang Day is 417 for dealer stock.
Hey Tim, I'm going to email you a link if you'd like to join in. If you would like to come in, because I think you bring good perspective to this as well. So carry on, Kelly.
Yeah, so it's one of those things that it's kind of order and you just kind of wait for updates, and it also depends on like what you order too. Because if it's something like, I had a lot of people that followed my instructions and like stayed away from Lux package, but went with the high package, no Sasquatch, went soft top. I have hope that that's going to get pulled really soon. But some of the other people, I mean, I did a ton today that were like Sasquatch, hard top, Lux package, you name it.
Terrence has said it a couple times. You could have bought my Mustang.
I'll trade you a Gladiator. And also there was another one up here. So I'm not giving that's Dwayne's story to tell, but he says here's $1.99. Sorry, it's after his DH order. I'm assuming Dark Horse. So that's about all he's got left. I understand that because I'd seen the price of that.
That is a pretty penny. That is a pretty penny.
Valley Dude 5000, thank you for the super chat. Can we see Kelly and Dave to build a video on the new toy?
It's actually up.
He actually built it, but yeah, we definitely need to do one together, which will be, it'll be us talking about it because we kind of talked about it off cam. And honestly, I felt like junk with the weather changes and all that yesterday. So we were like half building it last night and half building it over messaging. Like Allie said, she was sitting there and her boss was like, hey, you're going to answer that? No, I'm all good. Like, just let them discuss.
Well, there was a last minute change. There was a last minute change.
There was a last minute change on it.
Having a good salesperson like Allie, and not just a friend, but having somebody look over our build and suggested, hey, if you do this, that it's a better deal for you. And it was nice to, because I'll be honest, like our last, and I loved our salesperson when we bought the Bronco, but past that, the dealership didn't look over anything. They could care less.
Andy, thank you for the super chat. It says, I heard Allie moved Dave to number 2 because he told Kelly no once.
Hey, and speaking of number 2, we got number 1 here. We got Mr. Tim Bartz. What's going on, buddy?
Hey.
What's going on, Tim?
Hey.
My terrible rural house here. Just hanging out in the dining room watching you, getting ready for tomorrow's live stream. And I'm like, wait, grab you a link. What? Wait a minute. All right, whatever.
Yeah, you didn't have to jump in. If he ever does and you can't, you just say, hey, I'm so sorry I can't.
You know how many links Allie got before she just gave
my breakfast?
I caved. It is what it is.
So Tim, how crazy was your store today?
Not too bad, because we did a lot of like pre-orders, getting everything ready, because nothing really changed. And so
I made people come in like Thursday to like Friday saying, okay, build it out, sign here, give me your driver's license so I can COVP all of it.
Well, we probably had one person in the store. Everything we did was over phone, over email and that kind of thing. So we, hey, just send me your build and your copy of your driver's license, so that way we could just put in the webdo and everything. And we did deposits just because we wanted people that were going to actually buy it and not just go, oh, you know what? Nah, I don't think so. So that's why we did deposits for the most part. We did the same thing for Mustang and Super Duty when we had a limited number and knew that we were going to be asked that on orders. Then we asked, what we're doing is, though, if you get a vehicle and need to cancel before it gets scheduled, here's your $500 back, that type of thing, But once that gets scheduled and we have name match and that kind of thing, which we don't know. I mean, Ford's going to do it case by case, but we're like, you know what? We're not taking a chance. If you get scheduled for you, then it's yours, and we're taking your $500 if you back out. But we haven't had Bronco people backing out. It's just great. So
Nice.
Yeah, I think I've had one, and it was I had one person back out, and it was due to a death in the family. So unfortunately, they just could not.
Killed that deal is what you're saying.
David.
Stop it.
Sorry, it was a softball. It was a softball.
No.
I'm not being
awkward.
You guys can't see him anymore.
Right.
He's not here. Don't worry.
I want to see you transition now.
Jeez.
I have so many puns I could go with, but I'm not going to. But that's understandable. Like,
yeah.
But so Tim, I'm assuming because of your channel size, you probably get a lot of web traffic, right?
Yes, we do. We get a lot of web traffic, and what's great about like what we're doing is we're not doing the discount. We're gonna, we talked about Granger Ford, and nothing bad against them. They did what they felt like was right and worked for them. They did the around here in the Midwest. They are actually in the KC region with us, and so is Woodhouse. And if you guys know anything history about Woodhouse, is they did the same thing years ago. They
and they're still recovering from it.
Yes, yeah, and they're not. I mean, we beat Woodhouse lately, so it's hey, we're going to get these orders, because I truly think they are losing money on those, because I mean, they're not saying you have to finance with them. They're not saying you have to do anything else. They truly are losing money on those deals unless people get aftermarket, which is probably their hope.
Yeah,
well, I know Granger. Well, Granger originally was, some of their deal was you had to use their financing for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then
so
I
think that must have been the small print, because I didn't see that.
It was. A buddy of ours was their second Bronco order, and that was part of the deal, was to get the total discount they offered, the $2,000 off.
And I don't think he knew that until he went to go pick it up.
Yeah, he didn't.
Either.
He didn't.
So our deal is that we just do, if you want to have it shipped to you, and we'll pay for some of the shipping if you finance. So ours is like, hey, if you don't, then no big deal. You can just come get it, and it's that price. So
does it cost $1,600 like Ford charges to ship them?
Shipping's gone up recently from what?
No, I mean, that's a serious question, because I'm sure it's expensive.
It is. We like for people to come get it. I mean, especially people because we're with our channel, we have membership, and so we have a lot of our members that want to become members, and they want to order from us, and they want to come pick it up, and we have a nice fun time with the delivery and everything, and then drive it home and such. And so we have a lot of people wanting to do that. So we enjoy that time. I mean, at least I do. I don't know if sales guys do.
Yeah,
we do. I mean,
for them.
Yeah, so it's fun. So
the Disneyland of Kansas.
that boring drive through Kansas back.
Well, you guys got to make it special.
As long as you're going up or down, Dave, you're good. You just don't want to go, east and west of Kansas.
Yeah.
Once you get past Salina, it's just all boring from there, western Kansas.
Well, Tim,
we'll say the same thing.
we're going to stop by your dealership, I have a feeling, in July. I think we'll try to, because I know we're going Kansas and coming back.
Kansas on the way.
So we'll try to make a stop by.
It'll be a good time to see. We're about halfway through, from east to west, so that's a good time to get out and take a break, right? And get ready to see all the tumbleweeds when you go west from there.
I just
Do
hopefully
you have a gas station in your town so we can fill up before we take off.
Hey, we even have.
And y'all have ruby slippers, because I hear something about ruby slippers in that area.
We're live, just so you know.
We do have cars. Some people still think that we just have horse and buggy still. So.
Well, hi, Sydney. Unexpected.
Your phone charger from your desk.
Okay.
I need an iPad charger.
Get out of here.
Anyways, so family time's over. So between both of you, I mean, it sounds like it was pretty mellow today, honestly. I mean, took in a lot of orders, but
well, and we like for us, we knew where we didn't necessarily cap and say, hey, we're stopped. But I don't know about Allie, but for us, when we're putting in orders, we have several managers putting in the orders, and it's like, hey, we didn't stop and say, hey, how many 2-doors do you have, and how many hardtops do you have? I mean, I mentioned in one of my videos that I did on late Friday night. I'm like, we just put the orders in, and then we're going to look. Like, actually, I was doing that right before your guys' live stream. I went through and looked and see, and we have way too many 2-doors. We're not going to get them all fulfilled this year.
Yeah, we have a lot of 2-doors, and we have a lot of hardtops that I mean, 4-doors that can switch to hardtops, that we'll have to make those conversations, but.
Yeah, I mean, that's, and a lot of people we've already talked to them and said, just so you know that if you're, we have it in, so if you don't get scheduled, you'll be prioritized next, on 24th.
Yeah.
So we put that order in, but you won't have price protected or anything.
Yep.
So that's already the plan on those, because you don't, that's all you can do, for those people. But just like we did with Super Duty people, and just like we did for
with everything else.
Yeah. So we had to prioritize 120 Maverick orders, and they finally got through them. So now we're headed to new orders.
I'm over Mavericks.
So Chase asked, can you explain why some people have gotten 2 confirmation emails? Now, I know in the past, confirmation emails were a whole nasty mess because there was a whole lot going on. I would assume at this point that that's all been cleared up. So in theory, why would someone get 2 confirmation emails from Ford?
I think it's because they put 2 orders in.
Yeah, that was my thought process too.
Tim said it, so there we go.
Well, I've had this question. I've had a lot of this question today. Of like, hey, well, I got 2. I did one at 1 o'clock, and then at 3 o'clock, I had another email come through.
They probably forgot they put their order in, and so they said it again or something.
That or Webdo went down.
I was going to say, is it possible that maybe they got further than they thought they did in one order, and they went back in and then put a second order in, like playing devil's advocate? Is that possible? That could have happened too? Or would you see it on the back end still?
Technically,
I don't know.
Technically, anything's possible.
It's typically the first time you get that order in and submit. That's when you get that email. Not the second time, or not any changes either.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, we did struggle, after about an hour, we did struggle with the name, like Ali was saying earlier, where, we'd start loading the name and then hit it and it just cycle and then not crash, and you try it again. And it's like, it's taking 5-10 minutes to enter an order.
Yeah.
So then at that point, we just like, let's just back up. We're going to just save that. I screenshotted the info so I don't have to find it again. And then I just went on to the next one.
Yep.
I had 2 Webdos open actually. So I had one Webdo open, and as
so
that cycling, I'm doing the second one. Well, not until it started messing up.
So when is Ford actually going to update this software from 1995?
Well, you should have seen what we used to use with Concepts.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've heard it's a lot easier.
That was the little blue screen, called the blue screens. It's like, this is actually updated from what it used to be. I don't think the ordering system, I think, is pretty easy to understand and pretty good. It's just, I just think, just like what it was with Maverick when it crashed, because there's just so many people entering orders. They just need better
capacity
hardware, I guess.
Yeah, and like that's the thing. Like, we're not used. Okay, first, I really wish that they wouldn't do this at the end of the month, because I feel like every single order thing has been at the end of the month. Like, I have other not that your guys' orders are not important.
Wow. Hey, Murfreesboro Ford, where you at? I need to order.
Okay. We all know that's not true.
Tim.
Wow.
And they used to do YouTube videos.
Used to.
They used to get my business too, Tim.
Till they put our Bronco on their Facebook.
Somebody posted that. Hey, have they already got your Mustang in the showroom for sale?
Awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I really wish they would not do this on the last week of the month. That would be great.
Well, we had, sales guys that, like when we get pre-orders, we're giving them to the, for Bronco, we had 4 Bronco specialists that they were given to, and then, but for, Maverick, it went to all the sales guys round robin. Well, we had one sales guy that had 3 customers that day and sold 3 vehicles and wasn't able to get to the desk to get their orders put in. So their orders, he didn't have any orders in that first day. Yeah. And so it was kind of rough. So, I was working. I normally don't, do that on a Saturday, but I remember that Saturday I was, we put in about 200 to 300 Maverick orders a day back then.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, the Maverick thing was insane. And I'm glad that like during the dealer talk that they're like, we're trying not to do this like Maverick. Like, they already learned their lesson.
Which I think, and not that it's Maverick talk, but I really hope they do private offers for Maverick, because they messed that up.
Yep.
And they admitted to it too. They said that we didn't give you your number ahead of time, and I still don't like how they base their number off of, but
yeah,
it is what it is. So, I mean, we had 1 full year of Maverick sales. Dealers that didn't pay attention, that's their fault. They didn't pay attention to the reveals and the releases and all the dealer news.
yeah.
So, I mean, it should be based off of Maverick because we had 1 year of 20. You know, we had a calendar year of Maverick sales. There's no reason why it could be based.
Yeah.
That's how we took our orders. We took it based on what we sold the first year.
Okay.
Of course,
congrats
we
on
still
your
didn't say no to people. So
Yeah, the Maverick's nuts to me. How popular that little I talked before the launch of that thing. Well, but me and a journalist were talking privately about that, and I was like, I just don't get it. I mean, I understand the appeal of a smaller truck, but I didn't get it, and I so underestimated that vehicle. Just nuts.
it's if you took out the hybrid, it's not, it's not more than probably Ranger gets, but it's the hybrid. So, and for instance, I mean, I would take that over like an EcoSport, probably even an Escape.
Oh, absolutely.
If it was a hybrid, you're talking about just being able to get great gas mileage, all day long, and then I got a bed in the back if I need to throw something in there. Yeah.
Sure. That's the thing. I think I would pick Maverick over Escape and EcoSport all day, but I would still pick Bronco Sport over Maverick. But
you know what I would pick over those? A Ranger Raptor.
Weird.
I'm looking forward to Ranger. I'm really disappointed they didn't say anything yet.
Yeah, so as a journalist, normally I get some heads up like, hey, we're going to launch this. They might do some pre-drives, stuff like that. We're made aware of things. And they've kept that quiet.
Crickets.
And the thing that boggles my mind is they're just running all over Detroit now. Like they're just every trim is just floating around there, just like it doesn't matter. Like it's a normal vehicle.
I've only seen pictures, and like typically I see like where I'm at on 96. So you typically see them 2 places, 96 and 23. I haven't seen a single one because there's like a little caravan that they'll typically do. Huh?
Way to go.
I've been looking.
Because I know where those are, and I haven't lived in Michigan for 20 years.
See,
I'm just stuck in Kansas, and I gotta wait till everything else because everything takes like an extra year to get to Kansas. So I mean, like COVID. COVID took 3 months before we actually saw it in Kansas.
So it's now just getting over, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
No, they're just getting it. No, that's like we were on 75 and we saw, what was it, a McLaren?
Mm-hmm.
We saw a McLaren. No. What was it?
Lotus, maybe. I don't know.
No, I think it was a McLaren that they were testing. No, it wasn't a McLaren. What was it?
Something exotic. It was something exotic.
There was something they were testing, and we knew because they had all the testing tape on the side of it. And we were like, what are the odds that we see
going to Hollyoaks?
75.
We're going to Hollyoaks.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were. We were going to Hollyoaks that day. Actually, they were testing it on that Saturday, and the weather was nasty, and they were still testing it. We were like, this is weird. Like the amount of testing.
Allie caught the Mustangs floating around, and it was in a snowstorm.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, there's no rhyme to reason. Tim, if you want to hang out. I know we kind of caught you off guard with this, but we do appreciate you being on here.
I was just looking at my wholesale information now.
Ooh, pause that right there.
I'm glad I don't have to do that.
Yeah, screenshot that.
So there you go. So how many no-nos, Tim, were you getting for orders that people you're like, you're never gonna see this thing?
Well, we had somebody that was wanting to put in a Heritage 2-door, and they're like, yeah, I think I'll just wait till 24 because you guys probably won't get enough people. And I said, well, look at it this way: if you put in a 2-door with us now, it doesn't get scheduled. You'll be in line to be put in first and get prioritized for 24. And they're like, oh, that's a good point.
Yep.
So, and then I had some Everglades people that were like, nope, I want Everglades, so I'm going to wait, which kind of shocked me. We had a couple of those and some manual. There's some people with manual that I'm waiting.
Well, Everglades, I just don't see Everglades lasting. I mean, the take rate's been low. I mean, extremely, embarrassingly low.
I haven't heard any news whether or not for sure it's going to be here in 24. I mean, we don't really know. And if you ask them, they're going to do the old, well, we can't talk about future products. It's like
every time.
So
that quote right there, I swear they take them to classes and they say, okay, repeat after me. we can't talk about future products because legit, it is the exact
word
same
for word
answer we get from every single manufacturer when we ask a question. That it's like sometimes you just got to ask. Like you got to ask, and sometimes somebody's willing to tell you a little bit, but then you get the ones like, nope.
Yeah.
No future products.
The fun one is when we went to tour Roush, Roush Performance is only 10% of their business. They do so much. I mean, they work with Disney and everything else. And one of the things they do is they have a design team that helps to do designs and such. So anything that says Ford Performance on it, actually Roush, they did it. Right. Usually. And so like I said, well, they were talking about Maverick, and we said, well, we know that there's going to be an ST coming in the future. And they were like, their eyes went up like, oh, I got you. I know it's coming because you guys they like sighed and they looked away. They couldn't look you in the eye.
They've been testing that thing. I did a video on that like last year of them testing the ST and just waiting.
So if you
can call me crazy in that
catch
video.
them like that, throw that out there or something, and then maybe you might get a look. But that's usually about all you get. You don't get any confirmations.
I am surprised. I was happy that Ford sort of were giving a list of dealers, but dealers were kind of letting this part of the list out of going, hey man, look, here's the constraints. Like dealers want to sell you a vehicle. Trust me. That's how it keeps the lights on. And these I haven't given Allie a penny for this Mustang yet. So the lights aren't going to stay on by me just playing like, oh, cool, I get to order a car. I'm surprised though that people are still just like, no, I want Sasquatch. No, I just want a hardtop.
I basically sent out so like Tim will know the layout that I'm talking about. It literally tells you the constraints, how many you're going to get of like that build, that model. I deleted those and I basically sent an email saying, this is what you can order. This is what you can order. If you do order the things you can order, 90% of the chance you're not going to get it. It's just there's not enough to go around. And unfortunately, Ford did a great job on the car. We just do not have the parts to make everybody happy. It's just
yeah. Well, I put in a couple orders today, and I said this guy doesn't want his Bronco at all. So I'm like, you have everything. Your hardtop, he's deluxe package, he's Sasquatch, let's go ahead and throw in the paint protection while we're at it.
Exactly. Oh, I won't even go over that part with customers.
Do that aftermarket.
I'm like, what?
Well, and it was so funny.
I was like, he doesn't watch my videos.
No, he's not subscribed. Clearly,
no.
He didn't smash that like button either.
But that's the thing, like even my uncle, like he ordered one and I'm like so excited that he is because he got to see mine over the summer and we have talked about it in the past here and there, and he's in Virginia, so I don't get to see him often. So the fact that like we can talk about cars, I love it. So he finally like texts me on Sunday. He goes, yeah, we got to talk Broncos. I'm like, dude, you have 12 hours to give me your driver's license so I can put your order in. He's like, well, the Lux package and the Badlands and the Sasquatch and the hardtop. I'm like, okay,
keep your driver's license.
I'm like, first off, you want my car because he like built it to a T, but his is silver and he has Sasquatch on it. And I'm going on, I'm like, you're going to be waiting for this. And he's like, well, I'm not in a rush. I'm like, good. Because you're not going to get it in 2 months.
I was a little happy. We have just the right amount of wild tracks of what we're going to probably get for the rest of the year. So we're like, hey, that's pretty good. We had 1 wild track left moving into the orders and only had 3 orders not scheduled. So it was like, oh, we're starting almost clean again. And then we took like 5 wild track orders. So we're good on that, but not on the 2-door. So
yeah, we have a lot of 2-door. I was surprised at how many 2-door orders I did today. I'm like, these came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
well, like Mike said, if it isn't a daily driver and it really is a toy, then you can order what you want regardless of the current restraints, and you can just wait. Or
I have a lot of people willing to wait.
Or if you can cry yourself to sleep each night going, hey, the interest rates have went through the roof compared to what they were. And
I'm not in a huge rush to get that Mustang, by the way.
And maybe they'll be better in a year.
Maybe not.
Jonathan says, what's the trade-in value on Broncos? Close to or above MSRP? Where are you
I think it depends on where you are.
I think it depends on what it is too. They wanted anymore.
Well, I'm still seeing
it is
for over MSRP used. It's nuts.
You said over MSRP?
Yeah, we got a local dealership here. It's got a couple of them sitting out there. Want more than you could buy one for, and they got 10,000 miles on them.
Yeah.
$50K for a car or truck, get what you want, even if you wait 2 years. It's very similar that if you've ever bought a house, it's kind of the same idea. Like our realtor was like, well, it's only $5,000 more. And when you think about that over the span of, yes, a house is over 30 years. But if you think about a car payment, it's kind of the same idea. Like you're spanning it over depending upon how long.
Yeah, Allie.
Don't worry, terms are getting longer, guys.
Do what?
I said, don't worry, terms are getting longer, guys.
I bet they are.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I mean, in the span, if you're going to keep the car for a while, get what you can afford, but get what you want for what you can afford.
Yeah.
That was the tough thing with my video today that dropped, because I so want people to get exactly what they want.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, a lot of people came too late to Bronco. I think a lot of the people that you probably saw today, you guys were maybe late to Bronco. They didn't see them till a year after they're riding around and want one. So I want people to get what they want, but at the same point, certain things, now I'm big on Sasquatch, but if I was going to order another Badlands, I may not get a Sasquatch. I'll just do a base Badlands, kind of a basic one, kind of what like Allie has. I can lift that and I can do the things I want to do to it. But there's certain models like with the big bins and stuff. I don't know that I just go ahead and get the lower trim and just build it up how you want, enjoy it for a couple of years. And, you know, maybe it's settled down by then and you can get the Raptor or whatever the latest Bronco is.
NDM 84 says, what are the chances of getting a Badlands Sasquatch Lux package with a soft top?
Better
than
one
a
with
hard top.
I always say the more constraint items you add, the worse your chances.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you know, if you have like one of those, you know, it's not so bad, especially if one of those is Sasquatch, which is 50-50. You know, I don't mind telling you.
What I've heard is Sasquatch is all due to tires. That's it.
The wheels and tires, yeah.
No, just the tires, because it's a specialty tire.
That's literally why.
It's a specialty tire that's a specialty tire of that tire. Because we can have Wrangler on the side of it.
We have to be custom, okay? Jesus.
Just put some BFGs on there. Let's go.
Andy, I told you to contact MagnaFlow straight up and ask about your MagnaFlow.
Andy's had his Bronco for almost a year that was supposed to have an exhaust put on it when he got it, and he's still waiting. Because
they said it's on back order. But yeah, you look on the website or site and you can order it. I told him he needs to call MagFlow directly.
I mean, I got my MagnaFlow exhaust through Mitch Watts. So
there you go, Andy.
And he had it to me in Michigan within a week, and mine's the high clearance exhaust. So.
Well, I know they keep a lot of parts on hand too, so that probably helped.
But even so,
yeah, they're not that back ordered.
I did the Roush. I got the Roush intake and exhaust.
Oh boy!
For a 2.3, I needed something.
Funny.
You know, what 2.3 claw top 4-door. I needed something to boost that 2.3 a little bit.
Yeah. So were you guys surprised about base? Them not allowing you to order a base right now?
I was.
Because it makes no sense. It doesn't have anything that you supposedly can't get.
That's the thing. I had one of my one of the guys that met me at work, like literally was sitting at my desk. I walk in and he's like, I'm a little early. Sorry. I'm like, you're like, guy, I knew you were going to be here. It's fine. But he just wanted a base 2-door. And I told him he had to switch to a 4-door. But he was like dead set on the base. I'm like, well, you're going to get a Big Ben now. So here you go.
There was somebody in one of the forums today I'm not getting a Big Ben. I want the base. And I'm like, it's the same thing, man. Mine is like a tiny difference.
He wasn't that sad about it. He just wants a Bronco. So
I mean, really, you look at it, it's different letters on the grill, like different color letters, which you can switch those out. I've done it. And
there's vinyl stickers.
Take off the stickers, different
wheels. That's the thing. I don't even like the Steelies that come on the.
I've seen so many bases come in with no like big tires.
It looks so awkward.
Wow, that looks.
It looks so awkward.
It looks small. I mean, the wheels just look so small in that Bronco.
And the thing is, I honestly feel like, and Dave and I have talked about this a couple of times, A base is so fantastic to build that to whatever you want, and especially if you're just gonna beat the crap out of this thing, freaking go for it. Like, it's not, I mean, it is expensive, don't get me wrong. Cars are definitely getting up there, but it's the least expensive one you can do to literally do whatever you want.
You would think
Just-
Base Hater
yeah,
Dave would be thrilled. I don't hate it. I just don't see the purpose of allowing Sasquatch on a base. That's honestly, but if you call it a base, that should be what it is. You got a base.
Yeah.
And I don't know, David, was your video, or I thought I saw one where they said something about, do you think the base will go away? And it may be like it is on the Escape and some of the others, where the base you can only get on a retail, not on a stock. But I mean, I don't know. But if we ever get to stock, but
Or
we're
even
probably,
do like fleet only type of a thing.
yeah. I mean, we'll probably have, I mean, I hate to say it, we're probably gonna have some stock Broncos get scheduled, because we'll get to the point where, especially with all the 2-doors that we have, if we, if half of our orders are 2-doors, and so not, a lot of those won't get built. So, but we're gonna have allocations and not get them used unless we have a buildable order. That means a non-hard top order. I mean, we're gonna need.
Are we going back to Big Ben country?
Well,
Yeah,
we put in an Outer Bank order, just one.
We had a mid packet, or I can't say got it yet because it's in production right now. We have a 4-door mid package Wild Track coming in. Blue window sticker for the.
I thought they only did high, low, or Lux and high on. Which one was it?
You start with mid, yeah.
Yeah, mid Wild Track.
That what is it? 353, right?
Yeah.
Mid, and then, or wait, 352. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you guys started kind of talking about this.
So what is the reason for it eliminated base this go around?
I don't have a reason.
Unless it's something with the wheel.
So the only thing, I read a Q&A today, or I read it today because I think we got it Saturday for like the Bronco email saying like, why did you get rid of base? And they said that they were prepping for the new Rangers to come out, which I don't know if they're using parts from. Yeah, I don't.
Still doesn't make any sense.
It's what I said. Hold on.
That Wild Track Ranger.
I'm gonna see if I can find it.
Hey, that if they would bring it Wild Track X, that would be pretty rad. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Well, and I told people, I mean, like the 2.3, why the 2.7 is now more buildable than the 2.3 because, well, they need some 2.3 engines for those Rangers.
Yeah.
Oh, I never thought about that. Huh. Wait, let's see.
Jonathan said, what are you telling people is the estimated time for delivery?
We're not giving them anything.
Not tomorrow.
Let's see, they're producing through November, so probably by the end of the year, if you get selected.
I'm going to say maybe January or February, depending on map shutdown. So, yeah, there you go.
So Dealman along the lines of that says, order my 2-door Badlands 2.3 7-speed Sasquatch Lux package. Push through. Dealer took $2,000 down payment. Said it would be here by June 1st. Do you think so? No.
Unless they had that identical.
They just ordered it. You can't order a 7-speed. So I'd like to know what they ordered.
On hold.
Yeah. So unless they have one coming,
you can order one as a stock, but good luck on that. Because that build as a stock starts as priority 20. So, I mean, they're going to take any retails that would be similar to that first. So I would say, yeah, it's not coming.
Unless they have no orders.
So how bad is
if they don't have too many orders, but you can't, because manual you can't order. So if they just, like I said, they just now ordered, but I assume they probably ordered prior to this. But all the manuals they said have already been scheduled out. And according to the commodity notes that I'm seeing, that shows to be true. If they don't have any manual orders, they don't have any base orders, they don't have any Everglades. They've all been scheduled already. So if you have an order prior to today more than likely it's scheduled and you just don't know it. You didn't get the email.
Yeah, and manual transmission, what really stinks is because I don't think the next generation Ranger is going to get a manual. I think it'll just be automatic only. I think they're going to simplify that a little bit. So, I don't even know how long manual transmission stays with Bronco. And I know that was a big push, and especially for Sasquatch, there was a big push to get that. But, if the take rate's still low, and I know I see a lot of people in the comments going, hey, I want a manual transmission. But trust me, out of the 150 in this chat right now, you're not even a 1% of what
people who want them.
you know. Yeah, so I hopefully they keep it along with Bronco, because I know there's some heritage with that. People want that, but I would be prepped a year from now going, they may not have a manual transmission.
Place to... Now, is it the limited or the normal heritage? Because you can't order a limited heritage.
Yeah, and the dealer probably is confused on what they're allocated there, because all dealer gets one allocation for a Heritage Limited, but yes, Heritage 4-door. When that's the other thing that I think that note that Allie's talking about, they actually mentioned in there that if Heritage is standard Sasquatch, standard hardtop, so you got to figure both of those constraints into that when you go to get those schedules.
Well, and Heritage is starting to be built now. My understanding, I've heard people saying they're getting their build orders, and
we've had almost all the ones we had prior to today were scheduled. We had one that wasn't.
C Square.
How we feel about this? C Square.
It's the best.
The Badlands trim.
So C Square's got a Jeep
It's incredible.
in his picture there. So I'm assuming you know what the Rubicon is. It's equivalent to the Rubicon, unless it's just not a solid axle front end. Pretty equivalent past that. Trust me, me and Kelly love to off-road. We do not get to do it as much as we would like to, because our business here is picking up and we just can't go do it as much as we want to. But
we still have day jobs.
The Bronco gets driven on road 95% of the time, and it will, if you're in a Jeep, it will outperform it on the road. The 2.7, if you get the V6 2.7 with the twin turbo, will outperform that little 3.5. It will outperform the 4-cylinder, and that the little turbo 4 they're putting in that Jeep. And I love Jeeps, trust me. I'm not pooing on Jeeps, but if you want the best driving with this style of vehicle, and the Badlands is going to give you front rear lockers, you're going to get the sway bar disconnect that you don't have to be on level ground like you do with the Jeep. The Jeep was early, it's a great system that Bronco improved on. Like a lot of things Bronco improved on, and I said it from day one, that Bronco made Jeep look really old really quick. And now Bronco or Jeep's getting marine grade vinyl seats. They're getting 35s.
But see, Ford had to come out with Bronco to make Jeep step up their game, because they had no competition, and that's the thing.
Well, you would have never gotten that 392 and that Wrangler had it not been for the hint of a Raptor coming.
They were threatened, and that's what it was.
The Badlands trim is the best off-road trim package they offer. Comes standard with 33-inch tires, which nowadays seems small, but if you can get it with the Sasquatch package, 35s, we've done everything. You get full skid plates under it, which means a lot. And I will say these aren't just 10-plate skid plates. They're pretty good. I wish the front one was a little bit thicker, but the gasket, I'll never replace the gas skid plate on ours. It's better than what Aftermarket would do. So I really like the trim. We own that trim. You can go. We have a playlist on our Bronco on our channel here if you want to see all the things we've done to it.
Tim, where do you feel about it? I know Allie's chimed in a little bit.
Yeah, and say I ordered. Okay, so I didn't really think that I'd be taking mine off road much. So I went Big Ben because I was thinking, kind of like an XLT, so Big Ben. Plus, I knew when I ordered, I'm like, well, that's probably all I really need. But now that I know what I know, I'd go. If I were to order right now, I'd go Badlands, flat top 4-door, 2.7. And I mean, you don't need the Sasquatch. So
mid package is great. No, but no, and I'm not
mid pack. Actually, I probably go high because I want that 12-inch touchscreen.
That is a nice system.
That would be the
one thing we kick ourselves.
It has a 12-inch screen. My new Mustang.
No, it has a 13.8.
There you go. It has a bigger screen. Just saying.
Well, it has two screens that are bigger than the one Bronco screen.
Hey, Tim was there when I fell in love with the Mustang. You were there. We were sitting in it, and you guys walked up doing your live stream.
I should have just I could have stole the sale from you there if I just whipped it out and said, "Let me take your order."
Oh, now you're making him feel bad, Dave. Way to go, Schmo.
We'll order something from Tim one day.
Let's see. There was somebody, since we're talking about that. Okay, so Burry says, do you guys know why there's not a convertible option for the 2024 Mustang?
There is.
Is there? I was going to say there is.
It wasn't showing on the building price, and I didn't put any Mustang.
It was showing on Webdo.
And say it should be on Webdo, but I know the building price on the website is not. But
the
building price.
Yeah, the building price on the website was not great today, and it took forever. And we even tried some backdoor ways to get on the build, because if you clicked on the button, it said build now your 2024 Mustang. It would still take you to the 23. So I know enough to be dangerous and like links and things. And I was looking to see if we could find a way in, but we couldn't until they were ready.
No, I dumped 8 a.m. this morning when it opened up.
On the GT, you have to go premium.
Yes.
For soft top.
No, for hard top.
Yeah.
Or I mean for drop top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's different on the Mustang is it's the cloth top that's hard to get. Like, convert. No,
That's right.
We didn't work together.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. And Allie, do you guys have like a build price on your website? Do you work with that company?
I honestly haven't even checked it today.
We had ours. I actually, we have a company that does it on our website. We actually had it up when the order bank opened, like the day after.
Wow.
The order banks. We got the order banks, or the order guides. I'm sorry, but as soon as we had those, I sent that to them and said, "Here you go. Let's build out that website."
Nice.
Or the page, the build and price, and so that's been cool. And ours is no different than the Mustangs today, other than you could see the extra color on the Fords. I mean,
man,
there's still they don't have any images other than the wheel images and the colors. That's all they have that's different than ours. I mean,
that's one thing I'm disappointed about with Ford, and it was the Bronco.
Yeah, you can do so on our build and price, you can do the convertible. Probably should have checked that today.
But you would think they announced this car last summer. You had plenty of time, and I know there's certain options that they can be last minute. Ford's like, well, can we price this to do it right? But the website, it's not difficult. And I've seen like Driven Wild Outdoors sent me something today on his the Dark Horse, that the misspellings on this website. This is a multi-billion-dollar company that seems to work with 8-year-olds sometimes. It's
because they have interns doing a lot of this stuff.
Well, I don't doubt it, but the ability to
Coming from a former intern for companies, I know what they do. They push that kind of stuff up.
No, but the ability to not do much with the other than it changed the color of the car. That's the only options you could see you really added to the car today for Mustang and Bronco. God, the color charts initially were all over the map of wrong. That was a big, I remember by December, before the order banks were going to open December, my breakout video, I did a WTF on it then, of just being upset with their screw up after screw up after screw up. And you're like, you think this is an easy lesson to fix, man. You've had too many times of this happening. Fix the sites before the launch. Be ready to launch. Be prepared.
Yeah.
And
do another WTF.
Yeah, you can't order a Mustang online. So
yeah, no, it's not like the Bronco where you could put your deposit down, because I don't think you can do that anymore, right?
I don't think so. No.
Yeah.
And I heard that in some states you're gonna let you do that with Bronco Sport though. I'll talk about it tomorrow.
So guys, tune in. The 150 in this stream over there will be like 550. So you're gonna want to be a part of that one.
NDM84, thank you for that super chat.
Because it's not Kansas.
I received my confirmation email, but they mistakenly, purposefully didn't add the Sasquatch package. They amended my order, however, they didn't resend a new confirmation email. Should I worry?
You won't get another email.
So you're good.
So ask for your build sheet.
Yeah.
You know who hasn't got an email yet? Allie.
Wow.
Yeah, you did. Check your spam. I got it.
Okay. Oh, I seen you posted something.
I'll check my spam.
Yep, because Allie probably gets a backup copy of that.
Yeah, I'm like, it went out.
Yep, that's the way we do it.
No.
Even though they didn't post the picture of the Mustang though, so that's sad.
Do what?
But
they didn't post a picture. They didn't post a picture of like how they do the Bronco and like that's your Bronco. They didn't do that for the Mustang. Hold on, they did this.
It's a generic. It's that generic photo from the launch.
Yeah, it's freaking dumb.
Yeah, that's annoying.
I will say though that for that person there, that you got to be some of those dealers. I caught one of my sales guys. I'm like, nope, you got to let the customer know before we make any changes to that order.
Yeah.
Like it was like, hey, this is constraint. They didn't get scheduled because it had this on there. And so let him know, you know, it's on the Maverick, and I said, let him know. And he's like, we'll just make the change. I was like, nope, not doing it.
It's just a picture of a lady in the Mustang.
That doesn't look like me at all.
You'll need to forward it, Allie, because we didn't get it.
Blame Ford.
Okay. Damn you, Ford.
Did you misspell his email address? I've seen that happen.
I don't know. I gave it to my
They just-
manager, and it wasn't hard to do.
Hi, Mountains Metal. Thank you for
Yeah,
joining.
I double
Mountains Metal, notice the
email
shirt.
address.
And Mountains Metal will be at Supercell.
Yes.
And speaking of Supercell, Tim, how excited are you to kind of get away from the dealership, but still get to talk some Ford product?
I'm excited. So I haven't gone camping in I don't know how long. So we're gonna do the old camping thing. We'll see how many nights before we get a hotel room. But we'll see.
Tim's gonna be banging on our door like, "Hey, can I get on the couch?"
I'm so excited. I want a vacation so bad.
Well, this year I've really gotten away from the dealership more to do different things. We're going to New York next week, so we're going.
I'm
to
jealous of that one.
So and
so did you see the reveal? Really? Did you get a schedule of the what the press releases and all
What's
that?
that, New York?
Yeah, it really seems like that the first day they're really going like all the different like release reveals, and then then the day's over. It's like then so what? The next day is when we can actually look at vehicles. I mean, so it's like I don't want to just. I kind of liked how Chicago did it. You kind of had a break so you could go and check things out and everything before the next one. But Ford's not doing one. I noticed that.
Are they even going to be there?
Yeah, I hope the Ranger's there. It better be.
I don't hope that's there, Tim.
I do.
No, I do for you. You guys go and
B-roll. You can do some voiceover.
Yeah, I'll just have you do it. Just and suddenly I've got 50,000 subs. I'm like, where'd that come from? Oh, they just didn't like me.
I don't get that many views. Just what's great about my viewers is that they just don't ever check that they actually get notifications. They just have it turned off, so they don't know they're subscribed to my channel.
It's a win and a bad thing. No, but you get I'm sure most of our viewers have been because I get a lot of comments about, hey, Tim talked about this in the stream the other night. You guys have a great live stream. I mean, just very informative. You and your daughter there, since you've brought her along, it's fun for you because you get to bounce some things now. I mean, I know you did it a long time by yourself, which is fun for a while.
Yeah.
But then you're just like, I just need a break.
Yeah, I've had her on for about she's been my assistant, hired in as my assistant for about a year in January, last January. So when they wanted more video content and everything, they says, we're going to get you an assistant. I said, I want my daughter. So because I knew what she could handle, and she was already working for the dealership, so it was an easy transition.
Oh, nice.
But
that's awesome.
So yeah,
I'm gonna have to tell my daughter that you're now my assistant.
But she doesn't get paid. She gets paid by living us
in food.
Well, she gets part of the ad revenue.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Guys in the comments,
things like that too.
There you go.
Yeah,
that's payment.
Well, she seemed to have a blast at Chicago. She loves filming stuff. You can tell she just really has a passion for that.
Go to Chicago with us.
She went with Tim.
Oh, his daughter.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about ours. I was like, she didn't go to Chicago with us.
Oh, that's no.
She did ask one time. She was like, Mom, can I go on that trip? When do I get to go on one of these Texas trips with you? I was like, you're not. They're press trips. She's like, well, I could go. I said, no, baby, we're gone the entire day to the press location. And then she's like, it's fine. I could stay in the hotel. I said, what is the point in you going then? She's like, well, I could go.
She
no.
wants to be bougie in a hotel.
She just wants to go and be bougie is right.
Here's a good question. What do you guys think of the Black Diamond Bronco? Well, the Black Diamond is what I initially ordered. I think it's a little
You're
bit
welcome.
It's a little bit budget friendly, but I won't say it's that. Honestly, it's not that much. I think when I broke it down, it was like $4,000 cheaper than the Badlands. But what you get with the Badlands standard sort of defeated why I was pushing up into I was trying to move up in a Black Diamond, higher trim of it, and it didn't make any sense to me. I think it's one of those. I think between that, the base, they could disappear and nobody would ever notice. And it's coming from a guy who I wanted to order that. It's nothing. I'm not pooing on either of those. I just think there's no
I think poo is your favorite word tonight.
Might be. Don't step on that. But it might be, I mean, those might be trims they could do away with to kind of clean up the system a little bit. And I don't think people would notice because I don't see black diamonds on the road at all.
See, I like the outside of the black diamond, but
Yeah,
I didn't want the vinyl. And of course, you guys have it on your Badlands, the vinyl floor. I wasn't sure I'd like that until I saw it in person.
Love it.
And the vinyl seats were the same way until I saw one in person. But I like the black diamond, the look on the outside. So I've been doing some videos lately. I actually have 2 install videos that are already edited and they're scheduled out for next weekend. But on the outside, mine looks like it's a black diamond that I've added a Roush package to, because I have the black diamond grill that I switched out because I don't like the big bin grill. That's just me personally, and I like the rock rails on the side. The bumper, of course, still looks like the big bin bumper, but I did add some different the shackle tow hooks from rough country on the front. So, but I mean, that's what's great about the Broncos is that you can customize it. You can do whatever you want. I mean,
I truly love how they did that.
You might have a big bin, but you could, with a little bit of money, it can look like any of the others. You could switch the grill out for $500.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't like the grab handle color? Switch them out. Speaking of switching out, you might see some new parts on ours Bronco at Supercell. So something marine grade vinyl might go away. That's all I'm going to say.
If it happens in time, we shall see.
Yep.
We're only 21 days.
Jeez.
So excited.
Tim, I'm sure you're not looking forward to that drive though. You're flying in. I forgot you got a Bronco.
No, we're driving.
Oh, you are driving now?
So we're gonna.
Yeah, I thought you were flying.
We're driving. I decided I'm driving. I'm like, we're gonna get our Bronco there. So I don't know. Don't know if I could count on Bronco Nation to pull through there for me. But no, we're driving. So we're gonna have I'm gonna do the live stream Tuesday night, and then we're gonna head out and try to get to at least Kansas City. We'll drive about 3 hours. Because usually when I'm done with the live stream, I'm like usually up till like midnight 1 because I'm usually drinking an energy drink. So I'm like, hey, we'll just get on the road. We'll make the live stream a little shorter that night, and then we'll just get on the road. And I think there's a campground on the other side of Kansas City that we're gonna hit on I-70, and then that way we only have 10 hours on that Wednesday. So we won't get there till a day late. But
I mean, the drive from here to Michigan and Tennessee, where I'm at here, it's like 9.5 hours. We're doing it Tuesday, so
I think ours is 14 to 15, somewhere in there, about 14.
Whew.
So I did realize this week that my tank gets about the same mileage as my Lightning. So just saying, same range.
I mean,
the difference is how fast I can fuel that one up.
I was gonna say you'll be filling up a little bit faster in the Bronco.
Yep.
Bronco 78 says I can't wait for Supercell, but I nowhere near ready for it. Agreed. 100%.
Craig, you better have that Bronco ready to go. Man.
Between getting my Bronco ready and packing this house up and moving it to the new house, it's gonna be fun.
Been there, done that, Allie. Been there, done that.
I feel like we warned Allie about this.
We
too,
did
multiple times.
We did.
But see, I'm still not closed on this one yet. So like, I think I have 14 days from when I do close, but I know it's coming. Like, I know they're gonna text me being like, "Hey, we're closing on this day," and it's like, shit. Okay. I'm just gonna start throwing everything in a box. I don't even care what it is, and we're just gonna move it and call it good.
Yeah, for those that don't know, we used to do an off-road event every year.
Every September.
Every September, we did an off-road event every year.
Near Townsend, where this is.
Yeah, so we literally sold and bought a house during 2 of the 10 years that we did the event. 2 times. And it didn't matter how much we planned to try to push it out away from that. It literally happened twice in the 10 years that we did.
Hey, at least I'm in the new house, though.
That is true. You are way ahead because we were actually homeless for like 3 days on one of our transactions.
Like, well,
yeah,
is what it is.
Yeah. Tennessee Code Monkey said the vinyl does get hot in the sun. Yes, I actually literally burned my butt through my yoga pants yesterday getting on the vinyl seats.
Must be nice.
Sorry, Allie. It was
Must be
81. It
nice.
was 81 Sunday.
I still have to
Sorry.
hit remote start.
Same. Wait, hold
we
on.
did last week. Trust me.
Oh, hey, here's a question for you. Somebody had posted, I think in here or on my video about the Mustang. So we got performance package. We got the, what is it, Allie?
GT performance pack.
No, but what
We
the
got the GT premium and
premium,
then
then performance.
Yeah.
and then
But they were like,
Pony.
isn't the exhaust, the quiet exhaust, isn't that part of the performance or some of that package? And I was like, I don't think so,
Tim
but
said no.
No, that active exhaust is an option.
yeah, that's why it was like $1,200. That was the one thing I was like, our neighbors here now get tired of me doing the Bronco, and it's kind of louder now.
Well,
And-
they moved by then.
Yeah, but our new neighbors may not want to hear it at all.
It's fine. You grew up with them.
My dad can't hear. What am I saying?
He can't
Hey,
hear.
Kelly. It's
Yeah.
35 degrees here right now.
Woo! You want to know what it is here?
No.
We both grab our phones and like, I can do it first.
As long as it's warm in 3 weeks,
56.
you can have what you want. Just make
Well,
sure it's
so-
warm in 3
I hope
weeks.
I go home with the sunburn is what I'm hoping.
Well,
I did last
we
year.
actually did go home with sunburns last year, and we literally stayed under our tent 99% of the time. But we realized when shopping for tents that they do actually have UV ratings on the tent, like cover things, because even in a white tent, it's gonna burn you through it, because we did.
So
Well-
last year was the first year that I had my Bronco in springtime because I got it in October of 21. So I did not learn to keep sunscreen in my Bronco.
We learned
until
that from the Jeep.
Tennessee, and then ever since then, sunscreen is now in my Bronco.
Hats, sunglasses, a blanket, sunblock is always kept in the.
Well,
in
I
the-
even do like
vehicle.
the spray for the hair for like my
Yes.
part.
Tim, these aren't
Same.
problems we really worry about, right?
Go ahead.
But we did learn about the blankets
rude.
because the blankets are necessary, like a hoodie or a jacket or something, and a blanket are necessary.
Oh, I always have hoodies in my car. Always.
Well, we went to Freddy's one night, and it was nice when we left the house. It was like 70 degrees when we left the house. The sun was still out. We went to Freddy's, and we had no doors and no top on. By the time we got home, we were frozen because it was like 56 degrees by the time we got home. But it was beautiful when we left the house. So we learned a blanket and jackets are always in our truck.
Tim, have you had any bad experiences like that with yours? Because you're pretty new to this style vehicle.
No.
Tim's like, I keep the doors on.
Yeah, I haven't taken the doors off yet, so
Not at all.
no.
They're
And so when I ordered mine, I thought I ordered it with the door bags, and then I realized it came in without it, and I'm like, oh man. And so I said something to the GM, and he goes, "Well, mine have them. I'm never gonna take them off." So I bought them from him, and I still haven't used them. So
I suggest the door bags.
Highly
though.
recommend the
I
bag.
just got that. So I was the same way, but my manager never put the door bags in my order, even though I thought I asked for him to do that. But I actually just got door bags from. My mom has a friend who works for Ford Performance. He got to test a Bronco Raptor like before the reveal. He had a bunch of accessories that he's not going to use. He's like, "Hey, you can have them." I'm like, deal.
Sold.
Not going to
Sold,
say
and
no.
I don't even have to buy them. Thank you.
That's the thing. They crush those cars after they're done.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't think we'll be taking the doors off at Supercell. Barb, I don't think she'd handle it. She won't even walk over those grates, on the sidewalks. So,
Well,
bridges she can see through. So I don't think the door's coming off. I'd do it. I'll do it this summer. If there's several days without rain, I'll take them off. But,
Hey,
Highly recommend the cover for it.
oh yeah, we have the Bronco rain.
Yeah, we have the
Cover.
rain cover for it, so we highly recommend, because especially
I
here
love
in
it.
Tennessee, we get pop-up showers pretty quickly, and they'll be like, we'll just get a notice on our phone that says rain is happening in 15 minutes, and you go, crap, and you aren't expecting rain at all. So we go out, we take that, and we just throw it on the truck, and it's really
that's what I
highly
did.
recommended. Adam says, hello, Olive, coming down from Cincinnati Friday night to Townsend. Can we see everything in one day?
You sure
Yes,
can.
you sure
Yeah.
can. You absolutely can. I'll give you heads up. things start to slow down a little bit from a vendor perspective around noon on Saturday, because they start doing like the awards and things like that. So that's the only thing that would really kind of change for you versus having a whole day
come see us.
going
We'll have a
all
booth
going
there.
all around. Yeah.
Maybe we can get celebrities like Tim and Allie to come sign headshots.
Y'all do not want that.
I bought a bunch of stickers, so I'm gonna give those out. So.
Yeah, I got stickers. That's about it.
David Zarko says, can you use Ford points to buy the soft window bag?
I don't think that's a Ford part.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I thought that was aftermarket.
And I know there's companies selling Bronco exclusive bags. Hey, you can buy on Amazon a Jeep window bag on that. Ours fits perfect in it, and it's probably half the price.
We can actually put a link in the chat for you.
Yeah,
because we actually bought ours off of Amazon.
And very handy. They keep the plastics from getting scratched when you take them off.
They've got little felt pieces in between, so that way they don't sit on top of each other.
Yeah, they just layer up, and it's real nice. Very, I mean, honestly, Kelly, one of our viewers, Blueford.
Yeah.
He did that, and was well worth the
100%. I want to say it was like $50, maybe a little bit more.
Are you talking about the cloth side windows? Is that what you're talking about, or the actual windows?
Yeah, for the soft top when you take the windows off.
I just put mine in the back. Put them on the floor.
Not gonna lie, that's what I did to our FCTP.
Our daughter is usually in there, and it would not have made it if we
put Jeep
left it in there.
Sorry.
You deal with that.
Have you had them fly out? I guess on the highway they probably would, but
I had one of my mats fly out. I
really?
also had I had the doors off.
Oh, it's actually gone down in price.
Well, when we tested that, we tested the first edition in Detroit. Yeah, the back mats, my daughter had to keep her feet just because they were just like really wanting to fly out of the truck.
Yeah. I mean, thankfully I was able to get it. Like it didn't go far, but yeah, mine flew out of my car.
So I have two things left to put on mine Broncos. I got the hood struts that I want to put on it, just because I thought, especially if I want to lift it up, because I got the Roush, and then I did get the OEM tailgate table that I don't think I want to drill in myself, so I'm probably gonna have that installed by somebody.
I have one of those sitting around here somewhere that I've got to get on. Tuffy sent us one to review, and that's only been the holdup. I'm just like, I don't mind drilling into the stuff, but it is kind of also I want to drill today.
Yeah.
Break out whole new tools.
I will say I'm going to do a video of my probably the favorite parts that I've gotten that are under like $150 each, because I've put so many things on this thing that they're all like under $150.
I have one. I'm afraid to drill into the tailgate, so I just skipped it. So
yeah, I'm gonna have our service department do it. So
I'm gonna get my service department. Hey Kelly, can you do that?
I will say that's the one nice thing about working at a dealer. I literally just hand my keys over. I'm like, will you do this, this, and this? But you also get pushed to the side for weeks on end as well. So.
Right, then it just takes forever to get your actual stuff.
I've helped out Aftermarket, so they hooked me up pretty well. They did.
There you go.
They did me right on the rough country stuff. I got a lot of stuff, and I went, "That's it? Okay, thanks." And they're like, "We'll hook you up." So I'm like, "Cool." So I had Roush throw in a free exhaust for me once. So.
Nice. So I seen they did that for old Mitch too once, and he did a video on it.
Yeah. So
if you guys have questions, comments, bring them in now. We'll shut this down in a little bit, but I want to make sure that if you have any questions tomorrow, I would suggest if you don't have your order in by tomorrow, there's no official 24-hour thing about it, but if you only have to look at the way they handled Maverick, how quickly it was like, oh, closed.
I mean, the thing is, they didn't even warn us that it was closing. It was just like you logged in to try and do something. They're like, nope.
Yeah, they I haven't seen an email. They did say that they would send out a memo to dealers. So if I get one tomorrow, I'll mention it tomorrow night. But I mean, we'll see. I think a lot of dealers knew like what they could do, and so they only took that many. Yeah. And so it's kind of like we were. So like we're like all of our orders.
I think honestly, I think that's what Ford was banking on,
giving you a number up ahead, making.
And I think they lowballed it.
I do too.
But, because the number we got 2 months ago was we got about half what they said we were going to get 2 months ago. So, or what our number was. So that was I was like, what? We haven't had that many get scheduled from 2 months ago. So
Wow.
anyway, but
Hopefully
M
they will
asked
love
question,
it.
how long did it take to get your satisfaction survey? 5 months later, and I never got it. We got ours, what, like a couple days?
Yeah.
I think it's back to being random now.
Oh, so it's not everybody getting them anymore?
Unless your dealer typed in your email address wrong, which
Is very
we
possible.
could
It
have.
might explain something, Kelly, why we don't have an email over here.
Yeah,
Just
pretty
saying.
much.
This kind of answered the question, or we kind of talked about this already. So you guys don't have an official like order banks are closed at such and such date. You'll just get a memo when it says, hey, it's getting ready to go, or at least you should get a memo, is what
Yeah.
Tim's saying.
we should. And
should.
I'm in there now. Let me hit refresh, but I don't know if you guys can see me or not, but there's nothing in there yet. So
I would suggest
It's
going
a-
over to
yeah.
Tim's Long MacArthur's live stream tomorrow, because I have a feeling you're going to have a lot more information on this,
Yeah.
or a
After
better
tonight.
better
Yeah,
idea
comes out tomorrow.
of what's going on.
if they put a memo out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Allie, who was the guy at Hollyoaks with us that was helping run the show? He had this awesome Bronco workers jacket and Bronco flannel. I totally got to find out where he got all of that.
When? I'm
Right.
guessing if it was this weekend, I can't answer that, but I can get the answer for you.
I know
Because-
Bronco Nation has some flannel.
Yeah.
I have Bronco Nation's flannel.
Well,
I have all of it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm
Bring
obsessed
in
with
that.
flannels.
There's so many things I'm like, I want to get this. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna wait for a Supercell. I better just save my cash for that.
well,
No, I decided-
the first Supercell that we went to, they had a nice display of stuff you could buy. I don't recall last year them having much you could buy.
We didn't go around much though.
Oh, I did. You
They
didn't.
they had a merch
I bought some
table.
stuff. They had
Yeah, they had a
some.
merch table like at check-in
For Bronco Nation?
No, oh, I'm sorry. No,
It's-
just
I know you're talking
for the
about
Supercell
Supercell.
itself. Yeah, I didn't really notice a whole bunch of merch. Like they had the backdrop, I think, and then you could buy like water bottles maybe.
Listen,
but that
I
was
have
it.
to buy a bunch of stuff for my house. I'm terrified for what I'm going to spend at Supercell. So
Tim's the one that should be terrified.
I'm going to go broke.
He's got a long drive back
Yeah.
with a wife that might be like, "Hey, you did what?"
Yeah, we might be buying the IAG steps for the rock rails. We'll see.
Hey,
Do it.
Highly recommend it.
You know,
I
so-
say, you know what? I'll get them there.
so speaking of that, I've seen so many people put those things on backwards, and I know the reason. They're like, I want to try to keep rocks from hitting the side of the vehicle. I don't know why JJ and them just don't do a full version of that, kind of like what the Raptor gets anyways, you know, kind of the sand rails. I don't know why they just don't do a full, you know how it has the kick out, Allie?
Yeah.
Just
I don't know.
need to do the full version of that.
Email JJ.
I'm serious, because I've seen so many people put them on backwards, and you're just like, what are you doing? It looks horrible.
I'm not going to lie. I put them on backwards the first time. So
See what I'm talking about?
I also
I'm
didn't
gonna-
read the directions and or pay attention.
Oh, Allie. You were my
was trying to-
BFF for a second there.
You just set women back 10 years, Allie.
You just ruined it for me.
Guys are the direction people. We don't read directions. If I anticipate she's reading the directions.
No.
So I
Yeah.
want to talk to him about Maverick, because you guys had him on. You kind of talked about Maverick, and I was like, I mean, there's a lot of things that they could do, I think, for Maverick, because
People are crazy when it comes to Maverick.
Oh yeah, they have the fit thing or whatever, that fit system that they could come up with all kinds of stuff that people would find a value and
Yep.
I'm waiting to see
market
a
that.
dropped Maverick. Or a
No,
couple.
somebody
Mitch
Mitchell.
did one. Yeah,
Yeah, they just dropped it tonight.
Oh, I
The
hadn't
video.
seen it.
yeah.
Valley
We have to have a
South
Maverick to
says,
drop.
Allie, how long will Dave have to wait for his new toy? Asking for a friend named Dave.
Wow, thanks.
I don't.
How
I mean,
long can
honestly, I don't think Mustang's gonna be that bad.
So okay, Tim, what do you think? Because I've bugged out, and I'm not bugging Allie like if I don't get this car soon, because this is a purchase that we weren't in like long term and
I wasn't even.
anticipating.
I wasn't even anticipating the message until I got the order link. I'm like, oh,
I wasn't either.
But Tim, what do you think? So you said you thought they might go in production in April sometime.
Okay, so April, at that point, they won't be ready to pull orders. So April is for those early builds. So Ford had said,
Oh, the
we're
VIP
doing,
stuff.
so we're already, no, every dealer's going to get one for stock. You can do it however, whatever you want with it. Some dealers will get more. So I actually have our head of our like sales and inventory manager for our region. He actually emailed me after one of my live streams. He watches a live stream, which I thought, well, that's pretty cool. And he
Nice.
gave me our VIN number and said, here's your VIN number of yours. And ours is being built like
Nice.
that second week. So June or April 25th is when ours is being built.
Oh,
But so every dealer gets one, and they don't get to pick what configuration they want. So they're going to start building those for the dealers because they can't really pull orders yet because they're barely in there. So dealers probably won't see allocations like in April. We probably won't be scheduling. We might be scheduling in April for, you know, what's
May,
that,
June.
June or July? I mean, somewhere in there. So those like yours, let's say it gets scheduled right away. You might be scheduled for a June build date, July at the earliest, probably.
You know
I
what
mean,
happened? We'll be in Colorado when it's.
Here's the good news. Flat Rock is in Michigan and it doesn't need to go on the train.
Well, a train that might derail.
That's right. Ours came by convoy. Our Bronco came by convoy. That's right.
No, but hers, we're going an hour away. Flat-
No.
Yeah, Flat
That'd be
Rock's an
nice.
hour.
All of ours
Okay.
are on a train, unless they're coming from KC.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you're
I
lucky.
worked all weekend my day job this weekend, and it's like the first weekend I've worked in a really long time. And so like my brain has already been poof because today is Wednesday for me. So yeah, forget it.
Hey, Allie, is there any of those special like Flat Rock, like, oh, yeah, they built your Bronco to or your Mustang today and it's at the dealership already?
Sometimes it happens.
Yeah.
Any of those 4-hour deliveries?
So Dave, give me your VIN and your build date when it comes up.
We will once we get it for sure. You hear that,
I'll
Allie?
put-
We're gonna need our VIN and our
Well,
build
no,
date.
we'll get an email.
She might have somebody, but I do too. So I have somebody that has gotten.
I actually don't at Flat Rock, so
But they're like, don't share that. Don't share that. So I got two for the GM and the GSM. So, and we don't, of course, didn't share it, but.
Hey Tim, we're live. Just so you know.
You know what? I don't think Ford has yet to call me and say anything about my live streams. Like I share some stuff that I question. I've like.
I know our
pushed
buddy
about.
Johnny's gotten a phone call.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was on his test drive video on the Maverick though, and that we weren't supposed to share that. We actually posted that on and we did ask ours to get taken down, but no, I'm surprised because I cover proprietary information like the scheduling notes. I read that straight off, and I think it's because of how I share it and that I don't just put it on social media and not explain it. I actually explain it.
That's the thing. You actually explain so people understand. Okay, so let me get your take. How did you like the dealer meeting for Bronco? And how many times they said, do not go and share all this information, that they repeated it at least like 10 times.
Well, see, the other ones, they always mention the forums on social media and they never mentioned YouTube. So I went ahead and did my videos on Super Duty and the last Bronco one. And then this one, they actually said YouTube. I'm like, busted. I'm like, but what I do, for me, like I mentioned it on Tuesday night. I don't know if you guys saw it Tuesday night, but it's like, okay, I can't share numbers, but I had RagnarCon. So he just put them in the chat. And I'm like, that's great, you know? But, and I said, there are gonna be a couple trims that won't be available. And I was just like, this is not really helping customers. That for you, like Allie has customers that are working with her. So giving them an opportunity to have those conversations. And I understand that, but there are a lot of people out there that haven't chosen their dealers and want to go in and put that in. We actually had one that didn't watch my video on that. And so they gave us an order, on Monday for an Everglades. Sorry, you can't order an Everglades. Oh, well, I'll have to do some looking. And we haven't, they didn't call it back today. So, being able to have that conversation, and that's what I feel like what I try to do is get the information out for people that maybe aren't working with dealers, or they're not working with good dealers like Allie's and ours, so they need that
guidance.
They need someone to help them, and so.
Well, I think that's why people flock to your live streams, man, because you don't sugarcoat it. I mean, and obviously sometimes I get excited. I do a WTF or something. I get hyper about it, and it's the little preacher in me wanting to come out and just
I will not be preacher's wife, sir.
What about Bronco poop?
No,
but no,
his dad's a late in life preacher, and I said it will never happen.
But I get
no offense to preachers out there. I just can't be that wife.
Well, my wife wasn't going to marry a car salesman either, but she did.
but like you're calm about it. Like you're kind of silly, and when you come on our streams, you're like kind of having fun. Like, but in your streams, you're like business. It's like, hey, I'm here to. It's very serious. Like, I'm here to help the customer. There's a very specific, and I think they probably appreciate that. Even the old dealership in Alabama, I think sometimes over exaggerates things or just for clicks and stuff. But your videos don't seem to be about that. It just seems to be about relaying good information, whether they buy from you or not, which I like the fact that you're honest about it. Like, if you buy from us, that's awesome, but I'm just here to get the good information out. So I don't see why Ford would ever tamper with you on that stuff.
Yeah, so I did a tweet. I remember I told you guys this or not, but I did a tweet on Mike Levine's post one time back when Maverick was going on and the hybrids were not being produced. And I said, I asked something about that. I said, because I cover some of the scheduling information stuff on our live stream. And so the next day, the head of our region got 21 emails. And so they're like, what's going on with this? And so, the GM's like, okay, so let's explain exactly what happens. We take the information found on social media and we debunk it, or we, here's the real situation on our live streams. Once they got that email, they said, okay, well, go ahead and get this guy any information he needs on Maverick. So we actually got some information prior to it being released a couple of times because they know that's what we do and that we're not trying to cause a controversy or get clickbait or get views. It's all about educating everybody, and they're fine with that. So, and they have some people on Ford watching. Sometimes I wonder if they are, but then when I get that email occasionally, that's like, hey, you need to quit telling people not to take off those aftermarket, ads. We want those on their builds. It's like, but it's going to slow it up, and I'm not going to lie on people. So
yeah,
I'm not going to do
that. We
can
always add it after the fact. The main thing is like what we try to do is we just try and get the car there. We'll worry about the rest of it later. Like, give me 4 tires, make sure it turns on. Some of the stuff we can do accessories later.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, and
can you do a light bar on my Mustang?
Huh?
Allie, can we get a light bar on the Mustang?
Later.
Okay.
Later.
As long
there you go. Later. See. Country. So that'll look real good.
Way later.
It'd be like
after it's sold to someone else later.
Are you gonna do a Knight Rider version?
That's right, man. Well, it does have that weird hood that you can do that in the. Well, and
don't give him any ideas, Tim.
Knight Rider came back as a Mustang. If you remember that in the mid 2000s, it did come back for a while.
Oh,
and it
here
came
we go.
Hey,
it was horrible.
So, Allie, did you guys get the memos about the bed liners now? Go ahead and order those bed liners. Is what they're saying. Did you get that?
Doubt it.
Yeah, so it's funny because they talk about, oh yeah, now we have this kind of take rate and everything, but even they mention on Super Duty, but yet they'll tell you that they're over capacity on those. Yeah. It's like they just, I don't know.
It's the thing is, we have a really good working relationship with our Line-X guy in town, so we try and send him as much business as we can anyway.
Yeah, we do our own in-house. We have Toff, and we have a guy that's been doing it for 15 years, and he's really good at it. So that's awesome. We actually did a video on the Maverick on one of those because last year that was a big one, but they you couldn't take that off. This year they put it on, and so I do my member video, I do a lot walk on our lot, and like every Maverick I look at, oh, doesn't have a spray and liner. Oh, doesn't have a spray and liner. Oh, wonder why it's here. Doesn't have a spray and liner.
Only reason why we got it.
Yeah. So.
NDM84 says, is the order summary I signed the same as the COVP? Still not sure if they did COVP.
And you won't know because there's unless they send you like the email reply back that it's approved, then you won't know unless they give you like a screenshot.
Yeah.
But
it's really for dealers, so we follow the rules.
Yeah. COVP won't matter for whether or not your vehicle gets scheduled anymore. That was the thing. What was it? A couple years ago during COVID. That was you only got allocations for them if you COVP them.
So that's the super frustrating thing because I have a lady who ordered an XLT Ranger and a guy who ordered a Tremor Ranger. The XLT got COVP'd. The girl who did our COVPs missed a couple days because of death in the family, so the Tremor didn't get COVP'd even though it was turned in. And his got scheduled. Hers is still not scheduled. So you can't tell me COVP really matters.
So remind us, for those that don't work with it at a dealership, what COVP stands for again, or what it is.
Customer Order Verification Program.
Okay.
To make sure that you're a real person and not dealers doing a bunch of dummy orders.
Yeah. Now,
so it's kind of like a background check, essentially, kind of on you, or like a credit check. Not a true credit check, but just like a background kind of credit type check.
That's why Allie needed our license today.
Yeah.
Real person that ordered it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and we were told too on the Maverick that it wasn't going to be required, but it's recommended. It's like, well, if it's recommended, then we're going to do it.
Yeah.
Right.
So
because you're going to hold it against us at some point in time.
There's more than likely because So on they did the same thing. I think on Bronco. I don't know. I think Bronco all along they've said COVP, but I mean we COVP everything ever since it launched. So we didn't. We just wanted to make sure everything was done right.
That's called CYA. Just saying.
Cover yo.
Max says, does an order confirmation email from Ford and Adora mean I'm getting a Raptor?
No.
So,
do you have
I had somebody ask me that today about Raptors. What it was in the other stream I was in on Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk tonight. They were like, "Hey, can I order a Raptor?" And I'm like, "No, you just can't order a Raptor. Like the dealership has to have allocations for Raptors. It's a very special."
I guess you could technically order one, but it doesn't mean it's going to get pulled. Yeah,
exactly. So what a dealer can do is because we were only a lot of times don't even know until like the week before. Hey, you're going to get a Bronco Raptor allocation next week. Which order number do you want selected? So, and then you could put the order in at that time. So what we a lot of times will have a list of people, and we know who's next in line. So when one comes up, we call them and say, "How do you want yours equipped?" And then we put the order in and give them that order number, and then that's the one they select. So it's manually allocated.
So if somebody wants to order a Raptor, do constraints not really matter on that? Say, because you can get higher Lux package, right? I mean, does that affect anything?
Well, yeah, because right now they're saying they're looking for just Bronco Raptors. So they, sometimes they'll tell you, "Hey, we can't do this wheel," or we need, they're doing that on F-150 Raptors right now. Is they're looking for non-37s. So
yeah,
And that Raptor R that's having all kinds of oil issues, dropping oil everywhere. Oops.
Well, we've gotten one of those. So,
well, guys, final questions. Tim, I greatly appreciate you staying around as long as you have.
Adam says, "Allie, you're going to be poor for the next 2 years." Essentially, while you're waiting on those orders to come through.
Yep.
Facts.
Don't get paid till the sales happen.
Right.
Anything else stand out, Kelly?
Ryan says got his Everglades on Saturday. Congratulations.
Nice, man.
Congrats.
Hopefully it's everything you wanted and more.
Flo said I got an email recently that my Bronco was being built. Congratulations.
Didn't Flo get one?
I think so.
Okay. Congrats.
But I think it was his build.
Oh.
I think he actually built maybe got a retail order. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Flo, remind us. Valley Dude 5000 says Dave is now number 3 from all your smack talk tonight.
Jeez.
Andy Ackerman, I know, has left, but thank you for the super chat saying Dave doesn't work. He just sits in his truck editing or eating all day.
I mean, I go get out to do things at times.
Greg Abar, thank you for the super sticker there. We appreciate it. Let's see. Oh, this one, I know Nurse AJ is not here right now, but
she does tend to watch.
She does tend to watch again. So, I know I feel like we talk about this like every week. Any talk of hybrid Bronco? I drive 100 miles round trip 3 times a week.
Wait, what are we supposed to say? We can't talk
about
future. We can't talk about future products.
I know I've seen enough images of them testing something to that extent, but
we cannot talk about future products.
Yeah. But 24
Dave
at minimum.
and our opinion is that yes, it's coming at some point. The Ford official is they cannot talk about future products. How about that?
But it'll be a plug-in hybrid, I think, and plug-in hybrids are a waste of time, man. Like I would rather them just do a pure hybrid system and be done with it. But for whatever reason, the keywords now are plug-in. So,
well, the thing about a plug-in hybrid though, you can basically just drive it like a hybrid.
Yeah, for like 20
miles.
Also go.
Well, no, I mean you can drive it as a mixture of like a regular hybrid, or you can go in all eco. So if your commute is short, then you can go in all electric. If they made those longer, bigger batteries, then I would agree. But because I'd probably drive one of those versus like an all electric if they had that, because there are times that it would be really nice to just be able to fill up, when you're driving long trips. But for me,
hey, Michigan's working on a rechargeable road right now.
Yeah.
What is?
I said Michigan's working on a rechargeable road right now.
Rechargeable road.
Wireless charging.
Interesting.
You just drive on it and it's charging. Yeah. Well, and I want to see is there's somebody that makes a tonneau cover with solar panels on it. Ooh. I want to see that be able to pipe right back into the Lightning. That would be nice.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can store it into a generator. So you should Google it, look it up. But yeah, I thought about, because somebody actually shared that with me. And so it's a trifold bed cover with solar panels on the three.
There's a YouTube channel with a guy that's done some stuff like that with his Lightning, where he's put solar panel. I mean, not what you're talking about, but he's kind of went all out at it.
Well, there was that guy that we talked to at Cars and Coffee that had taken what vehicles was he turning into EV?
He had a VW van or something.
But he was turning them into EVs, and he was doing some interesting things with it, like out of the box ideas, like taking Teslas and putting them in them and stuff like that, and a whole bunch of other stuff. I have an interview
with him somewhere that I recorded.
Yeah, so there's definitely some out of the box thinking out there to try to make it, kind of come to fruition. But yeah, I mean, we're not tapping enough into solar, but that's a whole other. That's a whole nother day and a whole nother conversation. So Max says, Max is the one that asked about the Raptor. So says, does that mean my order will eventually get built, or could it be left outstanding forever? So unless his dealer gets an allocation and it gets pulled, it could just sit out there forever, right? That's my understanding.
Yeah. So the order is fine having the order in there. So until the dealer gets an allocation, then they can say, hey, this is the order that we want to select. But
yeah, that's why I like when people have already asked me for Dark Horse. We got 2 allocations so far, and both of them were filled months ago when Dark Horse was released. And I'm not going to say, yeah, I'm going to order you one and then have it never show up. Not happening. Yeah. So like for us, like when we get our allocations, we then call our people that we know that like truly want one of these things and then go from there.
We even had a salesperson want to get a Dark Horse, and we said no. So we said it's over. If you want one, and you have to do the pricing that everybody else gets, because we're doing over MSRP on we get 5. So that's an 18-month run, so it's kind of the same. They'll be manually allocated the same way.
Okay. Tim, and Alia as well. Last question. How is Lightning? How many are you seeing coming back in the used market now? Because I'm starting to see like the rush of EV for that truck. It's now they're starting to they've had them for a year. They're kind of like, it's not what I hoped. Are you guys seeing any on the used market?
Not around me. At least not that I've really seen or paid attention to. Unless someone's trying to flip it for a buck.
Sell a bunch?
We've gotten 5 so far. 6. No, 6.
So we're probably not in the markets for that more. I mean, California, you might see a lot of that in those areas, but we've all the ones like we've sold haven't been local. We have I think I'm the only one in Salina that has one, but most of all of ours are being shipped out. I mean, we took 140 or something reservations.
Wow.
And we're about we've delivered probably 20, I don't know, something like that, and then we have about 20 more that's probably sitting there waiting to be shipped out. But then the other half of ours need to get scheduled and need to get invited to order. Actually, we have a bunch of people that were invited and they're not ordering, which really kind of makes it difficult. But I think it's because they want XLT.
Would you
XLT
buy one again, Tim? Knowing what you know now about it?
Yeah, I've been kind of an EV guy. I mean, like interested in it. Well, man, it'd be nice because for me, I mean, just commuting around Salina is small enough that, I mean, I leave the house with a full charge every day and I just drive around and I love how it drives. I mean, it's fabulous. And
it does drive really nice.
And I had an F-150 before this. So it drives better than that. And so it's just like I'm driving that, but I don't have to, I haven't put gas in it in forever. But, I mean, but taking on a trip, I mean, we had a farm expo here, and one of probably the biggest ones in, our state and everything. And a lot of farmers came in and I said, let's put the Lightning out there. And everybody was like, no, farmers aren't ready for this. And you'd be surprised at how many farmers were actually open to the possibility of doing that. Being able to charge it, take it out in the field. You don't have to worry about internal combustion and fire and that kind of thing. I have all the outlets to run any tools that I might need. They are actually very progressive people. I mean, we were really surprised. And I'm probably going to do a video on the frequently asked questions from that, because I like doing that, because not only one, you learn how well you know your product if you go and talk to go to a farm show, because they will pick you. They'll ask you questions they know the answer just to see if they can slip you up. But you also get input back from them of how they use their trucks. And a lot of farmers, they have multiple trucks on their farm. I mean, they don't just have one; they have multiple. So then this would be a second vehicle that they could run around the farm, little errands back to town, that kind of thing, and it'd be a great thing, and not use all the gas. So I said, save your gas, goes over to that Super Duty. They need to pull that horse trailer or whatever, or stock trailer.
You can pull the house with the Lightning, just for like a minute.
Yeah,
it'll pull 20,000.
But it'd be not very far.
Right, fun video idea for you would be you spend a day with a farmer and just use the Lightning as how they would use it, and does it work out? Does it not? Might be fun.
I have to work with you guys heard of the Peterson Farm Brothers? You should search them. They do a lot of parody YouTube videos about farming, and they're really big internationally. But they're right from a town right next to us, and they've actually worked with us on some commercials and different stuff. So maybe
that explains the large sub number. Okay, I get it. It's all coming together now.
It's the area.
Right. Guys, we appreciate everybody's questions tonight. We had a big audience. I knew this would be a big show, and that's why I wanted to invite, definitely get Tim in there. And of course, Allie knew Allie would have good perspective on that. As always, you can go to any of these. I'll let you get to it. You can go to their websites. Go to Long MacArthur Ford. You can ask Tim directly on his live streams that are every Tuesday, I believe.
Yep, every Tuesday night, 7 Central.
So go chat that way. Allie, I know you've put your email out there before if they have questions. Allie's on social media, so if you want to find her,
check out her YouTube channel as well.
Yep. If you don't subscribe to Allie's YouTube channel, she'll come fight you. That's what I've heard. She's itching to fight. So go subscribe over there to Allie's channel, because she's putting up some fun shorts and stuff like that. So interesting. I imagine with Supercell we'll get a lot. So Kelly has one more thing up here.
Yeah. So P Sports Vale says, finally, after 1 year and 9 months, got a build date of April 23rd, 2023. I'm sorry, 29. I live in Colorado. Any insights of what I might actually take ownership? I'll take a stab at this, then I'll let you guys take a stab at it. We've been saying this for 2 years now. Your build date is really not final until you get your window sticker. And I know some folks that said that actually in the chat. You have a chance of getting bumped. In the world we're living in, you still have a chance that even if that build date comes and they start your truck, it could sit. So really, I'm going to say anywhere between May 5th and August is when you could see it in Colorado.
Sometime in 23.
Hopefully. I don't know. That's my birthday, so hopefully it gets built on your. So there you go.
Oh, hey Allie, I still have your birthday wrote down for Supercell, by the way. So
perfect.
Something crazy for you.
Remember, I want Michigan stickers all over Rebecca.
Hey, remember that's hers, not mine.
Just not on the soft top, please.
Yeah.
Paint.
Once again, go over to these guys' social media. Allie has her social media right there under her name. If you want to find her there, Instagram. I know you do a lot.
You didn't have a poll tonight, did you?
No poll.
Okay, good.
I always forget the poll.
He always forgets to close the poll, so I had to make sure before he tried to close out the show.
I want to say thank you to everybody who donated to the Keep Dave Out of Jail Fund. We'll call it tonight because Kelly ordering Mustangs driving me crazy. Thank you to all for the kind words about the Mustang and stuff. By no means are we wealthy. We're just stupid, basically. And I love cars. So Kelly, whether it be 2-wheel drive,
4-wheel drive,
it doesn't matter what you drive, right?
Well, it does tonight because we're talking Broncos on Bronco Talk Live.
Peace, everybody.